today, but Argentina's got to get through Ecuador.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. We have a great one today. I am watching the Copa America between Argentina and Ecuador. The national anthems are about to be played. This should be a good one. This should be a very good one. Argentina and Ecuador. This is the Copa America quarterfinals. So let's listen to the national anthems. First, Ecuador. All right, and now we're going to hear the national anthem of Argentina. All right, let's get to the lineups. Argentina is going with a 4-3-3. We have Martinez in goal, Otamendi, Pizela, Acuna, Molina, Paredes, Lo Celso, De Paul, Martinez, Gonzalez, and the one and only Lionel Messi. Some notables on the bench: Sergio Aguero, Di Maria, Tagliafico, Correa, both Correas, Palacios. Yeah, so a lot of firepower on the bench for Argentina. For Ecuador, they're going with a 4-2-3-1. Galandes in goal, Arboleda, Reina, Estupinan, Preciado, Gruzo, Mendez, Mena, Valencia, Palacios, and Franco. So, yeah, both teams are going with a strong lineup. Yeah, this should be a good one. You know, anytime the great Lionel Messi is playing, I have to watch. So, you know, it's Messi. Everybody knows who Messi is. If you don't know who Messi is, yeah, I suggest go Google him. If you don't know who Lionel Messi is, I say go on YouTube and go check him out. one of the greatest to ever play the game of football, soccer. So, yeah, this should be a good one. Like I said, it's a quarterfinal, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's get back to it.
Argentina ranked 8th in the world. Lex, here's how they start. A strong 11. Martinez backing in goal. He started 3 of the 4 group games. Cella comes in the back there, as does Otamendi, so plenty of experience. Acuna gets the nod over Tagliafico, and that left back position, Paredes, and the ball, and Celso, wonderful little trio up there, and of course, Messi, and lots of firepower off the bench.
And look, they're going to cause a lot of problems for this Ecuadorian side. And it looks like with Caicedo,
it's interesting that they go with Gonzalez up front versus Di Maria.
On that left side. So it looks like they're going to sit back like they did against Brazil.
Well, they got a lot of firepower to bring on Argentina. You got Aguero, you got Di Maria, you got Papo Gomez. So, I mean, they got a lot of firepower.
Teams and officials in a moment of silence honoring all those who have fought the COVID-19 battle.
Yeah, it looks like they're having a moment of silence.
Brazil, Peru, Colombia off to the semifinals. Who will join them next? For the call, Stu Holden and John Strong.
And Rob, there's an old saying in soccer that talks about the weight of the shirt, and you wonder just how heavy does that thing feel on Lionel Messi right now. Chainmail that he's bathed in, potentially a week.
All right, we're off.
Underway in the quarterfinal at Estadio Olímpico in Goiânia. It is Argentina, La Ave Celeste, wearing the white and sky blue stripes. It is Ecuador, the three, wearing 2 of their 3 colors in yellow and blue. In a lot of ways, the question is, how much did the group stage finale tell us about each of these teams? For Argentina, they labored through 3 goals in their first 3 games. Then they dropped 4 on Bolivia as they try to win the Copa America for the first time since 1993. That's the only time Ecuador have ever won even a quarterfinal match, was back in 93. They blew leads twice against Venezuela. They blew a 2-goal lead against Peru. And then they battled hard against an undersized, undermanned Brazil, arresting some players in a 1-1 draw. You see a slip there on the outside by Nico Gonzalez, but it will be a corner for Argentina as they get Ecuador trying to pull off what would be a massive upset against a team that they have never beaten at the Copa America. And you see Lionel Scaloni, the Argentina manager, as they have an early corner. And the first test for this Ecuadorian defense. It's a long walk over.
The interesting thing about the Copa is that they do not go into extra time. They go straight to penalty kicks. So that's very interesting about these Copa games.
You see a right-footed cross. It's sent along to the far side. The long run to eventually get it cleared out there as we take a look at Gustavo Alfaro. We try to hear for the first time from you, Stu. What's standing out to you at this one?
Well, look, for Argentina, we know they have the flair, but do they have the fight? That's going to be one of the questions we'll learn about this team in this match, because I expect Ecuador to press them. You saw Gustavo Alfaro, we talked about coming into this game about being aggressive in the World Cup qualifying match. That's a great ball.
And now a chance to really potentially that's all.
Oh!
Keeper, and then it'll be a foul on Martinez.
Too bad, Lautaro.
And I think you're going to see a lot of this tonight. This was Ecuador pressing, trying to put Argentina in that tight in the midfield space under pressure. There's a recognition there from Paredes that the space is in behind, and there's a high back line. Lautaro Martinez with some good running into the channel, spins in behind, and gets that opportunity. A foul at the end of the play, but really nice movement off the shoulder of Hincapié.
That's a foul. Come on.
See in the back here, Molina. In trying to feed that through from Messi, and he's done so. And Capier, the teenage defender, trying to defend it, knocked away. Clearance held in, got knocked down. Though it's also in there. It's going to end up as a foul, and Ecuador get away with that, but under a lot of pressure in the opening 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, they're finding a lot of success down that right-hand side. Ecuador is left. A little channel between Estupinian and Capier, and it was Messi gets in this first time. It gets deflected out. Lo Celso is then on the end of it. He does well with his right foot to get this one across, but it's a heavy touch off the chest there, and then he's lunging at it, takes down Arboleda at the end of the play.
I mean, he did get the ball first.
From Argentina, testing this Ecuadorian back line.
Giovanni Lo Celso, that was one of the question marks coming in tonight. He and Nico Gonzalez got banged up against Uruguay, but they're both back in the lineup. We've had a rotation at left back. You have tonight for Argentina a fifth different center back pairing in 5 games. Argentina, a team that got every single non-goalkeeper off the field in the group stages against Ecuador. Their back four has played every single minute together at this tournament. 5 players who have started every game together. Angelo Preciado, one of those players, but he's dispossessed. A chance to cross. Sends along by Arboleda. Lo Celso, that was blocked by Arboleda. And Capier was up there. Estupinian trying to bring it down on Rodrigo de Paul. And those two going for a tangle, and it's going to be another Ecuadorian free kick.
Well, I gotta tell you, they're a little fortunate. It is a free kick here. There's the foul from De Paul and Estupinian at the end of the play. But a couple times early in the game so far, you're seeing Ecuador turn the ball over in their own half. Argentina have numbers in the attack. They're playing quickly in transition. They're putting the back line under pressure with crosses from wide and early crosses that aren't being well cleared, and a lot of ball opportunities for Argentina. So Ecuador just need to calm this game down a little bit. You expect maybe it'd be the other way to start this. They get their first corner now.
That was Valencia rising up there. It was Molina playing safe. You see Gustavo Alfaro. He's from Argentina. He's coached almost his entire career in Argentina until he took the Ecuador job last year.
All right, so we got a corner for Ecuador. They do have some size in their team, so this should be interesting to see how Argentina defends this.
Talking about no goals in 7 games as he sits on the Ecuador all-time goal-scoring record. Paris Estupinian, who has led the team in chances created, doesn't have an actual assist, and has created 2 goals with his service, including from set pieces. Martinez continuing starting goal for Argentina tonight, getting himself set.
Good defender. Oh man, who's down now?
Sometimes you take it off in the wrong spot, or you actually head
Is that Gonzalez?
It seemed there was an instant reaction from him just going down and laying down on the ground after the ball came in from Estupinian.
Alejandro Domínguez is the president of CONMEBOL in Goiânia tonight. It's just past 10 p.m. local time, temperature in the mid-60s. Preciado trying to catch up on that one. They put some pressure under Acuña now, and he does well. Just to shepherd that over the line now for a goal kick.
It's going to be interesting to watch that, though, John. You see when that long ball came up over the top, and it just kind of held up in the grass. It didn't run out of play, and almost to the point where Acuña expected it to go out, and then ended up having to muscle Preciado off the ball to get it over the end line. So some of these long balls you're going to see over the top might just hold up in the grass. Interesting how the center backs handle those.
Even there, but a good recovery, template back off Lionel Messi. Ecuador get away with that one. So Preciado now needs some help, and Arboleda. Martinez sliding through, tries to play it upfield. whether something like this makes a difference or not. Ecuador finished the group stage in Guayana 6 days ago. They stayed put. Argentina, who've been shuttling in and out of Brazil for each game, this is their first visit to the Estadio Olímpico. Messi tonight playing his 32nd career game in the Copa America. That is 2 shy of the all-time record. Players from the 30s and 40s are the only 2 who played more Copa America matches than Lionel Messi. He still seeks his first title. And Valencia out here as the play is stopped. That's Eder Valencia, Ecuador's captain, all-time leading scorer.
Let's see what's really happening. And he comes up holding that left wrist, so it leads you to believe there's something where he's stopping his landing, stopping his fall, and took some contact. He already has that wrist taped. In the last match that Ecuador played against Brazil, he took the.
All right, so far, we're only 10 minutes in, and actually we're going into the 10th minute, and yeah, Argentina has a lot of possession, 72% to 28% for Ecuador. So 2 shots on goal for Argentina, 2 shots, 1 on goal, 3 fouls for Argentina, 1 for Ecuador so far. Both teams have had a corner kick. So
Messi's career, this is his 10th tournament, World Cup and Copa America combined. Carlos Tevez, Gonzalo Higuaín, Sergio Aguero, now Lautaro Martinez. Who's going to be that player up there with Messi that can finish those chances, that can score those goals to help deliver that title? As you see again, Otamendi and Valencia here, what exactly happened?
It's just at the end when he lands. And going back to something you started the show with, John, how heavy the shirt is that you talked about. Well, Lautaro Martinez is coming up with the midfield with Inter Milan. They win the Scudetto, they win the title for the first time in a long time over there. And then you come into Argentina, and all of a sudden you do feel that different type of pressure to produce. Because why? Messi is part of that. To win this tournament, to win an international tournament with Messi in the team, and there's a recognition that you need production from that position, and can he be that guy?
There is Almeida just threw himself in the back of Marcos Acuna. We'll see how Wilton Sampaio of Brazil elects to referee this game. We saw just sort of a general play-on mentality earlier between Uruguay and Colombia. We've seen plenty of examples of where Messi, like Neymar, is getting fouled over and over and over again. When does the referee choose to start using the yellow card?
You see Valencia right in the middle of your screen. He doesn't look right. He keeps holding that left wrist, and it becomes a factor when he's trying to engage in physical contact. But really well here is in possession again.
Valencia almost ran away from able to keep on Otamendi. Great little move to create the space on the outside. Gonzalez who recovers. Valencia second time. Clearance only as far as Almeida. And they're trying to reset with Angelo Preciado. Merton Preciado, who scored in back-to-back games. He's unavailable tonight, so just one Preciado for Argentina to worry about. Clipped forward by Arboleda. And he's going to bring that down well. Preciado is next to him, whether he's offside or not. He'll flip back in for Alan Franco. And he'll retreat.
And you got a good look there at the Argentine defense getting back into a tight block and getting compacted. Ecuador looked like for a moment they're going to get in behind. They have to turn around, they play it back, they were in the attacking half, and now look at them. They've got possession back in their own half. So we saw this from Argentina in the group stages. We saw it against Paraguay. An ability to stop crosses from coming in with their 1v1 defending.
Sebastian Mendez of Orlando City handing it off to the man in the 10th shirt tonight, Carlos Gruezo, former FC Dallas designated player, regular starter for Ecuador. Here he is again on the ball. He was ruled out just before the tournament with a positive COVID test. Now they had another player, Damian Diaz, who was the number 10 attacking midfielder. He was ruled out just recently with a positive COVID test. They then had Moises Caicedo, who had been starting in the middle, come off with an injury against Brazil. So Gruezo is an injury replacement. Valencia trying to return that. That was a great looking move starting Brazil.
It was good play by Ecuador, but it's a bad pass by Valencia. He's a lot better than that.
He was actually second in the tournament and passes into the final third, so he's confident stepping into the midfield, playing those entry passes between the lines. It looked like the move was on. Palacios was wide open, just could not connect on that pass from Valencia.
He was able to send it out backwards. Argentina have not been beaten in 2 years and 1 day. Their last loss was July the 2nd of 2019. It's over the top for the top. Martinez, he got a touchdown.
Oh, man.
From Lautaro Martinez, as it was Herman Galindez who got caught out there, the goalkeeper, on just his third ever international start. Messi again misplays the pass, and Franco gets rid of it for Eder Valencia. So Ecuador survived a big scare early. As we were talking about yesterday, historically, certainly in recent years, teams that score first are practically unbeatable at the North American knockout stage. Messi out on the first touch inside, but Martinez able to come grab it for a second.
But it's another warning sign. They're playing that high back line, and Messi there was clean in. Wow, he made a great run. They just couldn't pick him out.
Martinez again, a late slide from Croatia to break it up wide.
And again for Ecuador, they talked about the pressure. They had success in pressing high. You saw it a little bit against Brazil. But if you do not have pressure on the ball, you have to drop off. Because Argentina have a vertical threat up front. It's Lautaro Martinez, also Messi. You saw the goal against Bolivia. He's willing to run in behind too. It was wide open. They just didn't pick it up.
Here's Messi. Messi trying to get it out. The shot gets knocked in. Martinez.
Handball! It's a handball.
Argentina are saying there was a handball in there. Milton Sampaio, our referee, on the relay, our video assistant referee, both of Brazil. Will have a look at this.
Does hit the right hand on the Stupiñán, and that is a shot that's going on target there.
I don't.
What can he do there, though? How tight his hand is to his body.
Yeah.
And he's actually trying to get it out of the way of that strike.
Yeah, I wouldn't give that. I couldn't give that as a handball.
Messi stands over it, so nothing left for the VAR. Swings the ball away. Gets knocked.
Oh!
Ends up just wide. That was Pizarro there. Had a look.
Oh, man.
It was a good look from the set piece, and Isaiah just finds some space there off of Arboleda, gets a little contact on him, takes it off the chest, brings it down, trying to find that near post. And Galindez was blocked by Coelho, so I don't know how much he knew about that, and if that had been on target, if he'd been able to get down to his right for it. But another close call for Argentina, and Ecuador have seen some really good opportunities that they have given up right now.
Again, just able to shepherd that one all the way out. Martinez will go in with Arboleda, able to clear that. There's Grayson, Messi coming in, Celso coming in from behind. Who commits the foul, 20 on 10.
I don't know. Oh, come on, man. Come on, ref. That was a good tackle, man. The hell?
Clipping it long. Valencia jumps by Otamendi. Almost able to settle. You see Diego Palacios of LAFC coming up from the left wing today. 27 for Ecuador. Second consecutive game that he has played. Gustavo Alfaro making a little tweak, trying to find the right combination with Palacios and Stupiñán on that left side that we saw against Brazil. Intercepted by Preciado.
That's offside.
Again, he'll hit the
By a
release
mile.
valve. It's offside on Valencia.
Yeah, that's way offside.
This was that earlier chance. And Martinez is onside. Does really well with this first touch just to get it past Galinas. And what an intervention that is from Arboleda, heading back towards his own goal. He had to maintain the balance, had to see it the whole way, gets his head on it because that was in the back of the net for Martinez.
Sure was.
Arboleda, that defender, he tells a story in an interview of a decade ago. He was a teenager. He was coming out of the youth academy.
Let's go, Argentina.
He decided he really wanted to continue and become a professional soccer player. He wanted to become a policeman. He was set to begin his courses at the police academy on a Monday. On the Friday just before, he got a call from a second division club in Ecuador saying, hey, we need you. Are you interested? And now here he is a decade later playing in his second Copa America, his third on the roster for Ecuador. Ron chasing up high. And it's forcing it out for Ecuador throw.
Yeah, it's good pressure there from this team. Now he recognized the ball was going away from goal, back into his own half, and just hounds it. Here's another look at that chance. Martinez is the high back line. They recognize the space. He runs off the shoulders of Arboleda with speed. Galinas comes off his line, and Arboleda doing the right thing there as a center back, recognizing his goalkeeper's off his line. Wide open goal. Get in front and make some great clearing header there.
And a big challenge there. Nicolas Gonzalez coming in, and it was Preciado who was late. And Angelo Preciado's going to get a yellow card.
Cool.
And Gonzalez gets there first. He does well. He sees the challenge coming from Preciado and just lunges to get the toe on it, knowing that he's going to take the contact there. And now you have Ecuador's right back, Preciado, sitting on a yellow card. That could become an issue in the game for them. Only 20 minutes in right now. Having a player
Go at him. He's got a yellow card. You need to go at him.
On a yellow card, has to be a little bit more careful now.
Well, coming in on paper, there really is only one result here, right? I mean, as you said, Argentina haven't lost a game in 2 years. Only once in the last 6 Copa America tournaments have they failed to advance from a quarterfinal. That was in a shootout with Uruguay a decade ago, as Paredes is limping a little bit there behind the plate, against an Ecuador side that only once in their history, back in '93, won a quarterfinal. They have 3 wins in their last 30 Copa America games overall. That goes back to '97. And yet, it is one game. It is 90 minutes. We go straight to penalties. There is no extra time. And Ecuador find a way to disrupt and discourage tonight Argentina, a team that, as you see, Gonzalez misplays that out. You and I were talking, Stu, it's similar to most of the games that Lionel Messi would play at Barcelona, right? Where there's only one acceptable outcome. And so how do you manage that pressure and expectation and just find a way to win?
And I think in many ways it makes Ecuador dangerous. This is a team that's sitting third in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying right now, but had some fantastic results. So while the group stage in the Copa America didn't go well, they squeaked in on the last day with that draw against Brazil. That was the best performance of the tournament. They come into this game knowing exactly what you said, that nobody is giving them a chance. They have a fearless mentality to them. They have some young, talented players. If they can hang in this game, frustrate Argentina, then you're going to see in the second half here, oh wow.
That's a misplay call. He's leading up that second chance, and he hits the post. It's cleared away by Captain. That was a defensive pass backwards. Messi was right there. He hits the post in on goal 1v1.
Oh,
That's
my
the second
God.
really big red flag miss for Argentina.
Wow.
Superstar, and you're talking about like central outcome. You're expecting that in the back of the net. That comes off his foot. I'm just waiting for that to hit the side netting. You see Messi's reaction right away. He knows. I mean,
Wow.
a fair chance of that in this game. Clear through.
Come on, Leo.
Off the post.
Damn.
Riding their luck right now, and it is a lot of it is coming from their own mistakes. I mean, just a clear back pass straight to Messi.
He run on the outside by Molina. Comes inside instead, though, to De Paul. That was 8 minutes after the one where Lautaro Martinez had it blocked by Arboleda when he got past the goalkeeper Galíndez. Once then it goes to Molina. By the same token, how can Ecuador basically stop giving those types of chances away? Because third time not going to be the charm for Argentina tonight as Lo Celso plays back inside for Paredes. The pressure there. Rezo comes out of there with it. Mendez sliding through. That was high in the leg of Molina. It looked like it's play on, says the referee. Argentina's right back is down behind the play. Over the top for Mina. Almeida brings it down. Mina trying to reset at the top of the box. It's fired and pushed away by Martinez. Mina is back on it. Completely into the middle. Now the whistle has gone. I think an offside infraction there on Mina. After the initial shot was saved, Scaloni, meanwhile, wants a red card as Molina is still down.
Hey, we need to get a look at this tackle. Does Mendez come over the ball here? I mean, he makes contact on the leg of Molina. I don't think that's a red card on that view in there. And look, I think it's a foul, though. There was play on, and then at the end of that play, it's Mendez again. Joins in, takes the strike from distance. Valencia gets out of the way, but I think the flag comes off because he's offside and obstructing the view of Martinez.
Molina remaining down.
Come on, referee. That was a foul, man. What the frig are you doing?
MLS players on the field. FC Dallas DP. Yeah, there you go.
Cuezo, as he plays the ball back, and you see that moment, he's like, oh no, that's it. This is Lionel Messi. He takes it off the chest. The first touch is good, and he takes the angle wide. He has Galinda's feet. I mean, there's not much else you'd ask for. Look at the gap that he has to pick out there. He just mishits it. I mean, it's a fraction though, right? I mean, it comes off the inside of the post there and bounces back the other way, and Ecuador are able to clean it. He did well, Messi. He sets up Galinda's with just enough of an angle to create that opportunity to go far post. Just the execution was missing.
The irony of that is, when you compare Messi and Neymar at this tournament as the two big stars scoring goals and assists, the widest difference statistically, long story short, is that Neymar has been very wasteful on his chances. Messi has been far more clinical, hitting the target, putting his chances away. And Messi, on the other hand, hits the punch on a wonderful opportunity that Tony Martinez looked like he was being fouled. It's going to be an Ecuador free kick.
But I think the referee said there was no foul here if you go down and you grab the ball with your hand. So he's giving a handball here. We're not giving the foul to Martinez. He's trying to draw the free kick. You can see clearly what he's trying to do.
I don't like the way this referee is reffing, man.
Sampaio's letting him play. He's calling this one tough here.
Yeah, I don't like the way he's refereeing this game.
Mendez lifting it deep. Andy rising up to win the header. He's stepping it up there on the clearance. He sort of sliced backwards as Jose won the first one and it's bashed out of there. He's trying to recover that one. Messi was there right at the same time as Mbappe's header wide. Giving Argentina the possession now off the throw. Messi worked back in the middle for Perez. Over with the foul. The ball's 15 cross on the leg. He's there just in front of Lautaro Martinez. Messi trying to reset. Ecuadorian bouncing off him. Otamendi hadn't played the last two games of the group stage. Back in the lineup tonight. Huge edging shots right now. The two best chances of the game have been Argentina's. Mendez a few minutes ago with a shot that was safe, but again, would have counted anyway. It wasn't an offside obstruction there, and that will get up again. And that will not pan out for the run of Nicolas Gonzalez.
All right, so far possession 60-40 Argentina.
Cuezo makes a mistake. He knows straight away. He doesn't even look, so he's just assuming there's nobody there. And sometimes,
Man, I'm still watching that Messi chance.
Could not believe his luck, and you see how big the gap was there, how much space he had to put that at the back of the net. Takes it from a good angle. First touch to set it up was good. It just comes back off the inside of the post. and Alfaro is just leaning back and waiting to see where that one ended up. And man, Ecuador, they have seen some really and conceded some really good opportunities to Argentina, and must consider themselves lucky to be in this game and have an opportunity to rectify that. Just need to clean it up. It's too careless in possession.
And the Salsa goes flying up that challenge. There might have been a chance for Martinez to run into that ball. Referee Wilton Sampaio is saying,
Come on, referee.
Advantage, or maybe it was an offside decision that would have killed it anyway. And take your pick. Which of these two Ecuadorians on the floor is going to get the yellow for sending Lo Celso flying?
And you're right. The Argentinian players are around the referee right now because they feel there was an advantage, and it did bounce off. But the referee whistled pretty quickly here as Lo Celso goes in, and it's a little scissor sandwich there from Mendez and Mena trying to tag team. And he knows it's coming.
Yellow cards?
Yeah. You see how he goes in, though? Lo Celso knows he's about to get the contact, so he's off the ground. Thankfully for him, because otherwise that could have been pretty ugly.
I think 21 should get the yellow card.
Yeah, I think they both got it. And they're both still down, so Lo Celso is up on his feet.
I think it's Franco, the other player in there, that was with
Correct.
Mendez.
We saw Valencia banging up early. He's got the wrapping on his left wrist now. We saw that Alfaro tries to find some solutions, chatting with Carlos Gruezo. We saw Lionel Scaloni, some of his frustration. It looks like it's Franco. You can see the sort of teal boots that come out the highest on that one.
Former player, he's trying to jump out on the field over there right now. The last couple minutes we've seen, and we saw this in the game before between Colombia and Uruguay. There was some physical, aggressive tackles. The referee letting them play. In this one, we've seen it early in this game, letting the game go a little bit. And now you've seen some really physical confrontations, and you're going to see a yellow card here. As you said, do you get two or do you get one?
Does look like Alan Franco will get it.
What is he arguing about? I don't understand his argument.
Since the second Ecuadorian books in the first half.
You fouled the man. What the hell is you arguing for?
Argentina. So Melendez get himself set. It's his third ever international appearance at the age of 34. Ecuador's goalkeeper made his debut 10 days ago against Peru. Messi stands over it. It's Nicolas Gonzalez who's sort of buzzing around, trying to lose his marker. So the lift is right into the mixer. Units with flying his defender at Terry Header. Won't be too far for Acuna to keep in the play. Olympico in Miami, Brazil. As yesterday saw a wild game between Peru and Paraguay to finish 3-3. Both teams led, both teams had a man sent off and went to penalties. Are we going down that same road as Preciado was fouled here by Gonzalez?
Come on, man.
Foul
Man.
is only by the referee's definition at that moment. I mean, it's
Come
not
on.
like, look, there's a hand on the chest, but Preciado goes straight to the deck.
Really? Really, dude?
You do wonder
Seriously?
if referee Wilton Sampaio, after a couple really crunching tackles, because you said earlier he was sort of letting stuff go, if he's trying to correct a little bit now and bring things back under control with some of these whistles.
I think that would be a fair assessment. Because you don't want the game to get out of hand. You don't want too many fouls and hard tackles, especially because player safety is paramount. But some of these fouls now just feel And also, you're feeling the players starting to bait the referee in as well, recognizing that maybe they can win a call.
Bounces sideways there. It's hooks forward. Man is trying to get it on Otamendi. And Valencia goes down to keep, and it's going to be a free kick for Ecuador down in the corner. It was the assistant referee that flagged it. Acuña's trying to argue his case, but here's a great chance for Ecuador.
And Otamendi's feeling like he was fouled. And he sort of maybe throws himself to the ground there, trying to win a free kick. And Valencia takes the slightest touch in the back from Acuña, and he goes down, and he gets the free kick.
Says the referee? Really? That's how you ref in this game, huh? Wow. This is terrible, man. What kind of refereeing is this? The hell you get your damn FIFA badge from, man? The frig?
See the bodies that are flying around as this one's going to be whipped in from the ball line. Comes in there for the near post. Man is saying it took a touch off the defender. It will be a goal kick.
It's a waste. It's a waste in the end. He's trying to be clever to just hit it low and hard and hope that there's traffic in front of Martinez. He doesn't see it. But it was a poor execution and straight in the side netting. And for everyone who haven't been in Argentina's half that often, it's a total waste of a free kick and a good opportunity with your center backs up to test that back line on a set piece.
Just reacting to that one in front of Lautaro Martinez. Reyes sells it in the middle for Argentina. Gonzalez is able to keep it. Angelo Preciado turned it off. Ceballos Mendez of Orlando City trying to retreat out of nothing, and then Preciado trying another. Moves the ball away. Gonzalez out. The block off of Mena. Gonzalez throwing his body in. Martinez picks it up. Wide for Acuña. Looking to cut it back on Mena. It's going to be out for an Argentina throw. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Argentina outshooting Ecuador 7-1, outpossessing them 62% to 38. There have been two wildly clear chances for Argentina to score that they haven't been able to. The game remains scoreless. Here's Messi. Will he get past two Ecuadorians? They give him his face, they're backing off. Messi tried to clip that in, and it was blocked. A great turn by Mena on the outside. Valencia's the only man in front of him. Angel Mena running forward of Leon in Mexico. That's a good tackle by Otamendi, last man back to deal with it.
Yeah, it's great work from Otamendi in transition. How do you defend 1-against-1 in a wide area? Mena done really well with the first touch, but he stands him up, waits for that opportunity. Saw a little flash from Messi, dropping a little bit deeper now to get on the ball and find these pockets to create. They have to get pressure.
Here comes again. Gonzalez couldn't take it cleanly. Lo Celso now. Back for Messi. Martinez running in front of him, putting in the middle and stabbed away. And again, working hard in the battle with Otamendi.
I mean, he's got a case. Otamendi, at first I thought, okay, he's got his hands all over him. But you see, Mena actually has his hands around his back, and he's hitting Otamendi to him, holding his shirt. He's absolutely right in that. They can't even separate from Mena, and he's clever in the end by standing strong and winning the free kick for Ecuador. So Ceballos, he's going to have to deal with a lot of gamesmanship going on in this game, and both teams just trying to get that little extra edge, especially with Ecuador, and trying to win some of these free kicks right now.
Palacios of LAFC, good work there to control off the long crossfield switch from the dead ball. So that's Mendez of Orlando City now. Angel Mena plays in Mexico for Leon. So we'll all the way to the far side. Palacios to the cross. He comes all the way to Roma. It was a whisper of a touch off the head of Valencia. Mena couldn't catch up to him. Best chance of the game for Ecuador, but they still can't score.
Well, really well.
Wow.
And their strength throughout this tournament has been down the left-hand side, getting an overload here. Estupiñán's in the attack, and so is Palacios. Has time to deliver the cross. Valencia makes a great run to get on the end of this. And just a glancing header And Martinez caught in no man's land. He doesn't think Valencia's going to get to that. Center backs are out. And for a guy who has not scored in 7 straight games, it's tying the record for his country for the most goals, just must feel like he cannot score right now. Franco at the back post is well trying to get on the end of it. The slightest he touches, as you said, John, but that's timing. That chance is there. That has to be in the back of the net.
Really his way through a pitch to the far side. The only way for DePaul to get there. Maruba DePaul and Stuvignon. DePaul into the middle. Williams hit it.
Don't take your eyes off this game right now. It is end-to-end stuff and some really clear-cut opportunities because the game is opened up, right? Early on, it was a little bit tactical. Ecuador played a bit of a high line. They got caught in behind. They dropped off and limited some of that. But then they have been trying to play so quickly in transition and create opportunities, and they conceded many good ones themselves. But yet, this game somehow is still 0-0.
So who feels better about that?
Ecuador. I mean, if Messi has a clean one-on-one in behind and hits the post, and Martinez is cleared off the line by Arboleda, of course they'll feel that Valencia chance should have gone in, but with the chance that they conceded, it's still 0-0 for now.
Messi into the space. Melendez all the way up, makes the tackle. It's an empty net. Messi crosses it in front of
Goal! 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 Goal de Argentina! Let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Go time! Come on! Let's go! Goal!
And Ecuador just get caught out of the defensive shape. That pass is onside. And Williams comes off his line right here. You can have a shot? No. Oh my goodness. Thread the needle, defines the ball. First touch sets it up, and then good composure. Messi doesn't even look at it. He knows where he is. To pick him out was such an efficient pass right on his toe. Here it is. You get one more look at it. A little daisy cutter across the grass into the ball's path. And in that moment, Arboleda is coming across the goal, going back the other way. A copy cut off that near side. Melendez out of his goal. And for the first international goal, with an assist from Messi, his third of the tournament, Argentina finally find that breakthrough after all the pressure and the missed opportunities right before the end of the first half.
There's another old saying in soccer, a captain's goal. A guy just stepping up to make that play that needs to be played. Rodrigo DePaul is Argentina's captain, but he is Udinese's captain. He took that armband at the beginning of the last season, playing in Italy. And he is the player to finish the chance created by Messi. And you're right, Stu. How many players in the world in that exact same situation are only thinking, the net is empty, I'm going to shoot? That Messi no looks at a cross for DePaul to finish.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And just how the game slows down for him. And just to convert that chance, he talked about his club form came in, 9 goals last season, so a guy that's feeling confident, you see that in that moment where it just kind of slows down and you don't rush at it. It was a great finish and one that Argentina really needed in this game.
Third assist for Messi to go with his 3 goals. That represents 6 of the 8 Argentina has scored at this Copa America. Early in there, Franco picks it up. For Valencia.
It just shows you the fine margins too, doesn't it, John? That Argentina has a number of good opportunities, they don't take them. And then Ecuador has their chance, their big chance. And to beat Argentina is to beat the Brazils who have to convert those ones. And you wouldn't want it to fall to anybody but Valencia. And he misses in that moment. 2 minutes later, down the other end, Argentina take advantage of going to the lead. And now all of a sudden you're chasing the game again, and you were playing from behind.
Valencia is upset after he gets fouled on a free kick coming. Your devil's advocate question when we look at that halftime highlight on that earlier Ecuador chance, if Valencia doesn't get that little touch, is it stepped into the back post? Has he maybe taken it away from that teammate back post runner?
Yeah, I think Martinez would have been able to. I think Martinez would have punched it. Who guessed? I mean, he might have misjudged it as well, but I think Valencia's touch just takes it away from him. It's hard to say, right? But even How close is Franco at the end of that play of finishing that off as well? 2 missed chances in the end.
2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. For the halftime break. Reyes is scooping in. Once again, he's been dangerous with these set piece chances. They put that in. Let him run a go and come again for Emiliano Martinez. And he does. And he sends it on a run for Messi to try to chase down. A scooping in has the speed. Messi will fix it back up off and takes the contact. Thank you very much. And a free kick for Argentina.
Hey, you don't think Messi's
He
motivated?
looking for scooping in.
You don't think Messi's motivated to be here with Argentina? 44th minute, end of the half. 40-yard sprint to try and get on the end of this ball from Emiliano Martinez, who has to look up and says, "Oh, it's Messi. I'm gonna lump it in the corner." Go and get it, 34-year-old Lionel Messi, and he chases down one of the fastest players on the field. And Estupiñán takes advantage of the sloppy touch at the end of it and wins a free kick for his team. So, doing both sides of the game there. Great run for Messi.
Something else that great teams do is the ability to kill an opponent off when the opportunity presents itself. And this is the chance for Argentina. Right at the end of the half, they got Ecuador on the ropes a little bit after pushing through that goal. They grab a second quickly after Messi and DePaul, who combined 5 minutes ago to put Argentina in front. They're both standing over it. Messi gets in. It's a headstop. Just right out. It's Jimenez.
Oh my God. What the? Oh my God. The keeper saved it. Jesus.
Not just the first one, the second one as well. His third cap at the international level comes up huge. Again, 2-0 for the end of the half. That was probably big curtains for Ecuador.
Melendez with that play, keeping his team in the game. Can they stay in the game? Messi fouled by Mendez. And a free kick coming with whatever moments are left in this half. And Messi's slow to get up. And 4 added minutes still to be played.
You heard the shouts from the sideline there. Tranquilo, concentrado. Telling the team, be calm right now and concentrate at the end of the first half. Because for Ecuador, you can just feel it getting away from them a little bit right now. And some of the fouls they're making, the opportunities they're giving away, the frustration is building. They need to get to the half.
Once again, Messi and DePaul stay over. Now DePaul's going to run away. So Toro Martinez there. Trying to just buzz around. He's offside right now. And the runners will come screaming in. See milling around up the penalty spot. One of them got knocked out. It's Gonzalez who just had that chance. Double saved. And we've not actually played the first minute of stoppage time. So Cristiano pleading his case. Let's see, Lucha out in front. Nobody there in white and blue. That's there in front of Joe Palacios, and he throws his body in the way. It's just stabbed into space. Up to Renee. Martinez, he's offside. And the ball was played forward. We're coming up on our Verizon halftime. Ron, Alley, and Alexi will give us their thoughts on a pretty wild, for only one goal, pretty wild first half. David Ospina saving the day. Colombia await the winner of this game Tuesday in Brasilia in the semifinal. We already know one semifinal we're going to have on Monday in Rio between Brazil and Peru. Rematch of the final from 2 years ago. With the Argentina, Colombia in the other. Play there off the throw. How do you size this thing up here? This has been, as we said, the chances Argentina has had The wild one early for Lautaro Martinez that was blocked by the defender. Messi hitting the post 1v1. Valencia gets the header. Argentina has it. Mans it behind the play. On the free header in front is missed. Valencia left his marker injured behind the play. He again had a look at goal, but again couldn't hit the target.
This is like when it rains it pours for a guy that has gone his longest streak, 7 games internationally without scoring a goal after tying the record. I mean, that is a glaring, wide open chance. Has to be finished. Bread and butter type stuff there. And he knows it. He goes to the deck. That's a guy with no confidence right now in front of goal. 2 missed opportunities in this game and not just have chances. Those are grade A chances. And Ecuador will be scratching their head at halftime, and he will be too right now. Just, wow.
Yeah, we didn't play much of the first minute of stoppage time, so we'll see how much extra past 4 minutes Wilton Sampaio elects to add on. Stupinian is tripped up. He said the longest drought in Valencia's international career since scoring twice against Trinidad and Tobago, November of 2019 to tie the record. Otamendi was shown a yellow card for arguing the non-call the other end. So that's the way the half ends. A lot packed in to a 1-goal half at the quarterfinals of the Copa America. Rob Alley elects to break it down next. 45 minutes down, 45 to go in Goiânia, where it's Argentina 1, Ecuador 0.
All right, it's halftime. Argentina 1, Ecuador 0. Let's give a little bit of the match stats. We have Argentina has had 59% of the ball. Ecuador has had 41% of the ball. Argentina has had 12 shots with 5 shots on goal, 5 out of 12. Ecuador's had 3 shots, none on goal. Fouls have been 10 for Argentina, 7 for Ecuador. Ecuador's had 3 yellow cards. Argentina's had 1. That was just Otamendi just now, right at the end of the first half. No red cards for either team. Offsides, 2 offsides for Ecuador, 1 for Argentina. 3 corner kicks for Argentina, 1 for Ecuador. And the Ecuadorian keeper has made 3 saves. So that is the match stats. And I'm going to take a quick break. And yeah, I will be right back. All right. Looks like the players are coming back.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Looks like the players are coming back out for the second half. And
coming on. For more on that, we send it to your match announcers, Stu Holden and John Strong.
looks like Ecuador is making two substitutions. So
and they're also bringing off LAFC's Diego Palacios. He's going to be replaced by Gonzalo Plata. And maybe that partially answers the question I was going to ask you, Stu. Is Argentina taking their time to take back on the field? You know, Robert's laying it out. I mean, this should be 3, 4, 5-0 for Argentina when you look at it statistically. The fact that it's only one, who actually feels better about their position right now as the second half gets underway?
Oh, if you offer me a lead, I'm taking the lead. So the team in the lead is definitely the one feeling better, but I do feel Argentina need that second goal. And the substitutions are pretty clear from Ecuador. So you take off Gruezo, he hadn't played in this tournament before. He didn't look sharp. He was the one that passed the ball back to Messi. Just couldn't get into the game. They got overrun in the midfield. So they made the change there. He's an exciting young talent. He can beat a guy on the dribble. And I think Ecuador recognized that in moments there were opportunities in transition for them to open up the game. And who they execute, they beat a guy on the dribble. Plata's a guy that can do that. So I think Argentina have to be aware. So while pushing for the second goal, not opening the game up too much, because knowing Ecuador had some pretty good opportunities there. They didn't execute, Argentina didn't execute other than the ball goal, and I do think they need that second one to see this out.
The other question is, we see Argentina take the field. Again, this is their first ever visit to Goiânia. Did they get lost coming out of the locker room, or was that deliberate gamesmanship that they took an extra 3 minutes before emerging? Gamesmanship, and they see this out.
We've seen a little bit of that so far.
There was an MLS game once years ago where a team did get lost trying to come out for the second half. We'll tell that story a different time. 2 changes for Ecuador after break. They're trying to make a semifinal of the Copa America for the first time since 1993. That was the last time Argentina won the Copa America. They're trying to keep this train moving as we are 1 week away from the final at the Maracanã in Rio. Second half is underway.
all right, let's get it started.
Quickly forward, coming to nothing, and we'll see what this means for Ecuador. It looked like there was Plata out on the right wing to begin the second half. 3 saves, the incredible double save at one point on Nicolas Gonzalez, and he had the other attempt where he was beaten and Arboleda blocked off the line. Later advancing to face Colombia Tuesday night. It will be in Brasilia, the same stadium where Colombia beat Uruguay on penalties earlier this evening in the quarterfinal. Here's Estupiñán. Good slide tracking back there by Lautaro Martinez to pick it up, and now Messi trying to angle that one through. It's a great ball, just too close to Galindez, who comes out to get it in front of Gonzalez. Acuna there misplaying it. Estrada picks it up. This goes Gonzalo Plata. Yeah, taking away. Good recovery there. Marcos Acuna. He's in the long and direct. Galindez had to be alert there in front of Nicolas Gonzalez. Ecuador have not won a match in which they conceded first since the 1950s. But again, they don't have to win. 1-1 after 90 minutes would send the game to a penalty shootout. And they're on extra time until the final at the Copa America. This by clocks on the outside to Alan Franco. Catch up to that one.
Well done, Rodrigo.
Really solid. Get the goal, which is important, but just his work in the middle of the field, and you see the adjustment from Ecuador in the midfield. Mena's actually dropped inside. Estrada's got up front as a central striker. Plata will be on that right-hand side. So more of a 4-3-3 look for Ecuador.
Eight chances created in the first half by Argentina, more than any of their last 3 games in total. Even when they left Bolivia for 4 goals. Created more goal-scoring chances in the first half of this one than they have just the one. Goal by Nicolas Gonzalez on the outside. Cassiano stepping back in and wins the ball and the referee's approval. And they miscontrols in the middle. Molina picks it up. He just got that away from Watson. Gonzalez was trying to make his move. Watson now.
What a great tackle there. Ecuador throughout. Lo Celso recognizing where the danger was. That was the shout for a foul early. I think it's a clean tackle from Preciado tracking back. And Gonzalez. But you're going to see in the second half what we talked about a lot in the early parts of the tournament. Argentina defensively tight, not conceding chances, closing down the angles. You saw just a minute ago, Lo Celso coming out wide, recognizing that his left back couldn't get caught in the attack. He tracks back, wins the ball, puts it out for a throw. Just a commitment to defending.
It's for Estupiñán by Molina. He's for Angel Mina. Handing off for Alan Franco. Once again, out of the pocket of space. Valencia trying to make the run. It was intercepted though. Molina was in the right place. And then Celso looking to set away for Argentina. Got the pass away in space. It's Lionel Messi on the ball. It's Lautaro Martinez on the inside. Messi still in for Juan Arboleda. They'll reset it now. The shot is collapsed and real over the ball in the corner from Nicolas Gonzalez.
Well, they did a good job here in transition, Ecuador getting back, because Lo Celso broke the lines with his dribbling. It opens up the defense, and you think in this moment, here goes Messi and Martinez to his right. But Arboleda does a good job of getting out early, forcing Messi back outside of his goal to where he can't take the shot. Then he closed it down on his left foot. Messi had to come back from that. This was the great work from Lo Celso, just driving through. He takes the foul for the Capier, with the referee rightly playing the advantage there. But it was a great opportunity for Argentina, but just could not quite convert. And Ecuador, when it looked like they were going to be wide open, doing a good job of putting the fire out.
Yeah, on the outside there. Clock said he wins a free kick out of it. Lo Celso, who was injured in the group stage match against Uruguay, returns to sub against Bolivia. That was one of the big question marks, but he was able to go from the start tonight. Argentina without 2 of their starting center backs, Lucas Martinez-Cuarta and Christian Romero, both not dressing for this one.
All right, so we have a pretty dangerous set piece here for Ecuador. We are in the 50th minute, second half. easily dealt with by Argentina.
Messi is chasing, trying to pick up a chance at the other end. Offside flag there. Happy at a center back. Was he offside all the way at the beginning of that sequence?
It certainly seems like it. That was a long way back, but that pass came from his keeping nut.
He just put that in play. He's stupid a little bit headed out. 19 years of age. In his international debut at this Copa America. First into the lineup. Alfaro. He's absolutely using his tournament to get a look at some other players. Good on Capier for coming in and already keep his spot going forward. His work of qualifying resumes in September. Lo Celso able to clean that up. Acuna looking down the line.
All right, me personally, I would say by the sixth, no later than the 65th minute, we need to start bringing on some fresh legs. By the 65th minute. I'm looking at Di Maria.
Argentina right now.
He just takes it right in the midsection there. Gonzalez walking that cross. It looked like he was going to go out for a corner, but Argentina doing a good job keeping that in play, putting it out for a throw, which Preciado is going to take on his right hand side.
The substitute Estrada. He's been control clearly doing it with it. Control it first. And open it up for Lionel Messi. Waiting for the support. That's a long busting run on the outside by Molina, who's going to get it now. Molina trying to cut it back and work his way around. It's Stupidino brings the duel. No run back for Molina as Mena carries forward. Luciano advancing with the right for Ecuador. More chances they've conceded on the possession that they've conceded. They're still only a goal away in this one.
And Ecuador viewed the possession back up.
Intellectual time, Valencia brings it down. Go back inside. Lonza from this cross blocked. Valencia just looking to shepherd that out. Takes a big bump in the air from Molina. Was tumbling into those advertising boards, and those things are not forgiving when you hit them.
Yeah, and somebody was just having a conversation. He said and pointed to the corner, so it's going to be a corner, but just a little bit of a word of caution there to Molina for that. But the ball was going out, about to be out for a corner anyways, and he kind of just makes the contact with Valencia.
Shooting on the tape, we see it at Valencia. Twice that great looks on his head. It just skipped off and missed the target. Stupid ones now swinging ball. It flipped along the razor right to there. It's sent in behind for another corner. Lautaro Martinez was reacting there. Out of the back post, Alan Franco thought he had it all.
Yeah, you're right. There's a huge reaction from Martinez because Arboleda wins the ball at the near post, puts it into a dangerous spot. Franco was waiting for that one. It's a really important intervention, staying alive. Sometimes you see that second ball recycle. Strikers or defenders turn off.
That's a hook in the play and Lautaro Martinez up with the defensive header. We're seeing that from Brazil. We're seeing that from Argentina. Forwards being willing and able to defend. And this last man back trying to reset it. Celso picks it up. She draws the contact from Arboleda. Do Argentina need a second tonight?
I still feel they do. And look, Scaloni, I think, would have been. He wouldn't have been happy the way they ended up, how open the game was. So, of course, they get the goal. But this is Argentina team you've seen throughout the tournament. It's not the type of team that just wants to be in a shootout in a wide open game. They want to have control, whether through the defensive block, then the defensive pressure, and with the ball. So the first half it was with the ball. Their midfield controlled the game. They got Messi dropping into the right spots. They created some really good opportunities to get their goal. Second half, you're seeing them shift gears a little bit. So they're dropping a little bit deeper. They have less of the ball, but they're picking their moments when to press. But it's not wide open. You're not seeing a ton of chances in this second half. And that is 100% by design.
Look at their pressure and knocking it out for an Ecuador throw.
So to answer your question completely, a second goal would make them feel better. But I'm not sure they need it because of the way they've been able to just limit the opportunities in the second half, and when they play it this way, it's tough for teams to break them down.
4 shots they conceded, none of them on goal, and that's the weird one, because you look at the expected goals value for Ecuador, and it's 1.01. They should have a goal. That was the 2 Valencia chances that just skip off his head. It's like he's cursed right now with these no goals in 7. A stupid out of the top try to look inside to get things out of Valencia. Was that off the foot of the goalkeeper or the post? It's out for a corner. Really, Martinez just sort of shrugging, but another great chance for Ecuador.
He's got that smile. What do I have to do? Stupinian actually just takes a little bit of heavy touch, and he takes a gamble on it. Does this hit the post? Exactly right. This is a great touch from Valencia just to get on the end of it. Takes it underneath the bottom side of the boot, and it's actually off the foot of Martinez on the post.
Stupinian, the ensuing corner. Came backwards there off Valencia. Preciado's forced to retreat it. And as again, that last man back trying to repivot the thing, and it's too far for Stupinian.
¿Qué es eso? What's this? Dale, 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 rápido. Is it my pop quiz? Am I passing?
I think it's more what we realize is no matter the language, coaches really aren't saying much of anything down there. Messi gets decked by Stupinian. And Stupinian is on a yellow card from late in the first half.
Isn't he trying to get out of the way here? Messi pushes it past him. It's not flat-footed as Stupinian. Then he can, he's like, what do I have to do? I think it's a foul. It's 100% a foul. They want the second yellow. I think that'll be a last warning for Stupinian, and sitting on a yellow card, and Preciado on the other side. So both fullbacks now on a yellow card for Ecuador.
Ball finally urged on by the referee to get the ball back into play. Messi's touch around the corner. The return for Paredes, trying to get the way. He's fouled. Another free kick coming. You see the frustration there. Slamming the ball down. Both teams are upset right now.
Like it's Stupinian again, directly after. I'm surprised he doesn't give him the other card.
We see referees try really hard to keep 22 men on the field. Stupinian trying to push the limits right now. The ball rolls it short. Messi hooks it in. It goes backwards and sideways, and DePaul was let it bounce out for an Argentina corner. Here Valencia, who was credited with a shot on goal, his first of the entire tournament, on that one that clicked off the foot of Martinez and then the base of the post a few minutes ago. Look for Messi off the corner. And this is what it is. It's an awesome ball. And now the players are coming together. It's Valencia in the middle of it for Ecuador. So maybe right now is trying to push him away.
Paredes is down.
It seems as if the referee was saying, no, we're going to take a corner again. Because whatever happened. Orlando Paredes is just down on the ground with about 20 men surrounding him. Somehow seems unimpressed with the defense.
It goes back to that moment in the first half, though, doesn't it, John, where you felt a definitive shift in the way he was refereeing the game and the cards and the fouls. And he didn't give 2 yellow cards on a Stupinian, and didn't give a yellow card. And that's play acting. He gets a little contact here from the Stupinian. You'll see just on the face there a little bit. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that ain't nothing.
Normally you would say the reason players do that is because it works. It has gotten guys sent off.
Yes.
Because it feeds if you As Messi off the drop ball, puts it back into play. Messi will hook that one in. Header gets knocked into the doorstep, and Galendez is there to get it. And that's one of the stranger sequences we've seen in a while.
I have a feeling we might see a few more.
It's still a half hour ago. Still just one goal and Colombia await the winner. In Tuesday's second semifinal, Brazil and Peru to play on Monday. Will it be Neymar versus Messi in the Copa America final a week from tonight? Or can Ecuador, among others, score that presumed party? Almeida, something through the Estrada. Then trying to back over Cassiano, had to wait for it. They're going to wait down. Cassiano, called to it, Ecuador court.
Oh, he went for it. Oh, he was close, too. Mendez doing a good job. You see Mendez faced up 1-against-1 in a lot of those situations. Not just the drop ball, the corner is so far so good for him.
Kind of confident take, looks at it, and it's misplay there by Losel, so we'll do it again. Valencia sends a game count without scoring.
They're sprung around the penalty spot right now, just trying to create confusion, running off the defenders.
Cassiano, Messi comes to meet him. Back into the defensive header there, and just misses wide.
Wow. Woo, that was close.
I'm not sure how much Martinez knows about this when it comes off the head of Gonzalez. Oh, and that just skims past the post. Good ball from Plata. Flicked on at the near post by Luis Gonzalez and just past that post.
Stupinian's outswinger, sends up in the air. Cassiano trying to hold it in, a little bit of pinball before it's cleared. Now's their chance to run the other way. Celso will bring that down. Winners on the side, head back for Rodrigo de Paul. He is the game's lone goal in the 40th minute. De Paul with a stop-start, and it opens it up to the far side for Acuna. Messi waiting for it. Acuna takes it himself, and it's the comfortable enough fourth save tonight for Hernan Galendez. Messi out jump by Otamendi. And just bounced off of Sebas Mendes. It's all Plata carrying forward, skips around one. Plata gets caught a second one. It'll be a yellow to Nicolas Gonzalez. It'll be another attacking set piece for Ecuador.
When you talk about the player that Plata is and his ability within the game to beat a man off the dribble, but there's a foul here from Gonzalez. He recognized that there was an opportunity for Ecuador there, but it's the first challenge for Paredes that was so poor. He just gets caught flat-footed, and Plata skips past it. That's what Argentina cannot allow, to get beat 1v1 off the dribble in the key areas in the middle of the field. Keep the game in front of you. Gets beat, all of a sudden the back line's going back defending towards their own goal. And Gonzalez recognized that and concedes the free kick.
And Valencia is setting it in this Copa America now. This is his fourth game. He was suspended for yellow card accumulation against Peru.
Yeah, I was going to say, they need some substitutes,
He
man.
has one shot on goal.
Rodriguez coming in the middle of the field. So you're going to see a sub for Argentina now to solidify that part of the game. And just to respect the field.
Gonzalez is coming off. And probably Lo Celso.
Against Brazil.
Anyway, this would be for Valencia to become his country's all-time leading goal scorer. Valencia took a deflection off the wall and pass out for a corner. Stupid once again comes over to take. People were knocking the door. They actually kick it in. It's actually easy to pass the first man. It's going to be held in there by Plata. Long work for Preciado to get there. And then with him on the outside. Almeida, can he control it, do something with it? Almeida defending that one there. Gets the cross blocked. With their hesitation, will be yet another corner for Ecuador. It's their ninth now. Almeida immediately stealing over it to take. Argentina look, they have their stuff in the line, and they could just get Ecuador preparing to set as well. Again, a man goes down. Again, the players are going to come together.
It's basically the same thing you saw down the other end, very similar. You see Valencia, Cunha, he gets a little hand on him there. Just a slow motion fall to the deck. He's trying to pick him up, get him up off the ground.
Let's see, they're getting down. So guess what we're going to have an awful lot of tonight? That is stoppage time at the end of the
You
second
think
half.
we reached 10? What would we have? Brazil, Colombia was 10 minutes, right?
That was pretty impressive, but we might be within striking range of that as Ecuador make their first change. Moises Caicedo came off with a knee injury early in that group stage finale against Brazil. That was a big part of why Carlos Gruezo was summoned to come in and started this game. So Caicedo preparing to come on. We saw Guido Rodriguez, also Angel Di Maria, preparing to come on for Argentina. It'll be their first subs of the night. We presume that each team will field this, certainly Argentina, for this corner. Valencia has had a rough night. Already has the wrapping on his left wrist. That was early in a tackle with Otamendi. Going to be called over by the referee, Wesley Sampaio, and doing his best to keep some sort of a grip on this thing. For all that, Angel Mena taking the left corner of the right.
And as you said, he's had a tough night. He's had some really good looks at goal, and they all come with his head.
Marco's night is done. Moises Caicedo, the 19-year-old who was signed by Brighton in the Premier League in January, rising star of Ecuadorian soccer, returning off that injury.
All right, so we got some substitutes coming in. We are getting on to the last quarter of this game, 70th minute. 1-0 Argentina still. Quick match stats. 52% possession for Argentina, 48 for Ecuador. 14 shots for Argentina, 6 on goal, 6 shots for Ecuador, 1 on goal. Fouls, 13 Argentina, 11 Ecuador. 2 yellow cards for Argentina, 3 for Ecuador. No red cards, 3 offsides for Ecuador, 1 for Argentina. 9 corner kicks for Ecuador. They just had about 5 back-to-back. 4 for Argentina, 4 saves for the Ecuadorian keeper, and 1 for Argentina. So that's pretty much the condensed stats so far in this game.
The last 3 games in the group stage for the winner against Uruguay. Left out a lot of time though, but he'll get 20 minutes and change. And Angel Di Maria, 5th most appearances in Argentina's history. The verge of reaching the top 10 in goals as well for Argentina. He's another player brought on. He gets his first touch. Control to handball. Lautaro Martinez. Yes, Mendez. Lautaro Martinez, a little bit of MLS for it as he clips his one foot. Valencia fouls his face. Valencia couldn't get back to it cleanly off his chest. As Young lost the initial clearance. Di Maria tried to escape. He gets a throw out of it. And was it offside in that sequence in the end? It does appear to be somewhere in there.
And this has been a good game for Ecuador. 5-4-1. Lautaro Martinez, really good composure. He's trying to close him down. He comes steaming in there and he just says, see you later. And then turns around and picks his head up and puts out a good pass over the top, but it was just offside. We'll see how this, all the substitutions from both sides now, what that does to the flow of this game, because it's not quite stop-start in the second half. It really, I mean, there's been a lot of opportunities for Ecuador, but it's been a lot of set pieces. It's been a lot of sustained pressure there, but there's been a lot of little chippy fouls, and the referee having to stop the game. Argentina are going to get a quarter now.
As he caveated there, his blocking as Messi was trying to cut inside. 5th quarter of the night for Argentina. Jason Sebastian Mendez, 3rd-year player for Orlando City. Himself a pretty solid night for Ecuador. Lionel Messi already 1 assist tonight. Prepares to take this corner. Hall, who scored on the assist, is the player that runs away towards the top of the box. Messi will get the hit at the near post. That was Cassiano with the first header. Second ball gets knocked down. Can Ecuador build a counter? It's off of Messi's face there. Mendez left limping at the end of it. It's going to be reset to the far side now. Angel Di Maria. Mendez is still limping his way back in. Field where he should be. Instead, it's Messi who can't hit the target.
It was Mendez who gets a little foul into the play. He's down, doesn't recover. And then that's the space where you would expect him. The ball gets a shout from Messi. He lets it run. Messi trying to set it up with a little ball and defend it into that far corner, just missing the net there.
Careless giveaway there. Zimbabwe was trying to lead it out from the back. Di Maria picks it up. Into the middle there, Messi reaching to keep it. Messi around Mendez. Messi blocked in the end by Arboleda. Chance not done as Gonzalez holds it in. Nicolas Gonzalez trying to hand it off wide. Wasn't on the same page. And Cassiano only partially clear. Mendez still doesn't seem quite right. It's up in the air by Arboleda. Ecuador having a hard time getting this out. Mendez a touch. Held in to Paul, tangle legs. Free kick Argentina from a very similar part of the field where Lionel Messi, as the tournament began 3 weeks ago, scored the only direct free kick goal we've still seen.
Let's go, Argentina.
He took a hard foul there, or he's saying this is the spot that Leo is going to bend this into the top corner. We will see.
Come on.
And Melendez, the goalkeeper, those two grew up in the same neighborhood of Rosario, Argentina. They played against one another multiple times as kids. This is
Let's go, Messi.
They're playing against one another as professionals. Both of them were born 2 months apart in the spring of 1987 in Rosario, Argentina. Reunited in Goiânia, Brazil at this Copa America quarterfinal.
Yes, let's go, Argentina.
Winning a final against Messi's team, and instead of a trophy, he won a bicycle for that game. This is one of slightly greater importance as Messi sets this up in the final quarter hour of the final quarterfinal. Messi has himself set. Ecuador has their wall set. And Now Messi blocked by the wall. Ball trying to reset, let me go back to it for Di Maria. Gets the Diaz, scooping it up, back into the middle. Messi picks it up and he's caught from behind. Trying to knock down Di Maria, looking at his straight in behind for an Argentina corner.
Well, Di Maria doing exactly what Scaloni would have hoped pretty in the game. He's giving them some energy and just avoiding some running behind, creating that opportunity. Nice slip pass, but just asking questions of this Ecuadorian back line again, where they have to think twice about going forward, and he leaves the corner for his team here.
Short to Messi. Messi will pick this cross in. That looked like a pretty clear push there. Spotted by the referee.
I think we might have to bring on Aguero in the last, I would say, 10 minutes.
Coming up on Monday. It'll be in Rio de Janeiro. It'll be Brazil against Peru. A rematch of the final for almost exactly 2 years ago across town in the Maracanã. We will play Colombia in Tuesday's semifinal. Will it be Messi in Argentina? Can Ecuador find a tying goal and perhaps force a penalty shootout? No extra time until the final of the Copa America. And we're looking to reset. And trying to find space as Caicedo is on as a sub.
Well done.
And his last man back, 4 saves that he's made tonight. Lifted long. Valencia brings it down. Valencia trying to get around Guido Rodriguez. Valencia couldn't get cleanly around Acuna. Late a step back in, that went back to his man. Tackled a second time though by Rodriguez, and then he is fouled.
Yeah, I tell you, that's a really important intervention there from Guido Rodriguez. He misses the first one on Valencia. Acuna wins the ball back. Tried to be a little bit too clever in his own end. He got his pocket picked, and Rodriguez was lunging and makes an important tackle there because Argentina were caught trying to move up. And that is why Scaloni, again, 2 subs that he's running. Guido Rodriguez do exactly that, to get in there, to make tackles, interceptions of the ball, and Angel Di Maria on his right-hand side, just to force it back and try to create something with his ability off the dribble.
Weaving through. Messi picks it up. Molina buzzing off him to the right. Caicedo trying to stay with Messi. He can't. He's left his way. Messi flipped inside for Di Maria. Just got the pass away for Dead Ball. Lautaro Martinez trying to square away. Gives it back out one instead for Acuna. Numbers coming in now. And that one's going to be fired. Well.
Come on, man. What you doing? Second time you've done that. Just
Gonzalez forced that great double save right at the end of the first half. From Galindez.
thank you.
The wings, Nicolas Tagliafico, and Acuna split the group stage at left back.
I wonder if you might see him at left midfield and maybe Gonzalez comes off.
Please.
I would be surprised if he takes Acuna off.
They're trying to weave his way through, being chased around by Otamendi. We replicate a move Lionel Scaloni made during the course of the last Copa America when Acuna started to be used on the left side of the diamond as the tournament went along. Mendez going to reset. Man up for Preciado. Watts had to put the move on the outside. He just kept the ball in play. He's running at Acuna after he gets out of the ball. And he has leaped in front of it. Blocked by Martinez. Just made himself bigger than near post. And it's out for a corner. Second save of the night.
He's a problem when he is running at you and he gets speed. It just gets you off balance. And just took Acuna, waited for him to fight, burns him down the side.
Overtaking with 10 minutes to go. Preciado had that blocked by Di Maria. Was able to react first to the loose ball. Messi can't take it with him. 10 minutes in Goiânia, but quite a lot of stoppage time we would expect to have. And how the second half is played out. Ecuador trying to find a tying goal, trying to pull off a shot. For Argentina, if this tournament is about removing that last but on Lionel Messi's career resume. You know, we're not going to remember in the years to come how much they beat Ecuador by. As the Stupinian lifts that in up high, and Martinez is able to stare under some pressure from Valencia. It is only about whether they win this, and now Emiliano Martinez, yeah, pulling that back of that left leg. Martinez needs a moment. Armani started the last game. Martinez, who took over from Armani, who had been taken out by a COVID outbreak at his Club River Plate in May.
This is going all the way back to that goal. Lovely little recognition by Messi, that second ball coming over underneath, and then that pass. So good, and we talked about the finish many a time, that the ball just continues. His one gets into the box, but it's Messi who reacts first. Missing Martinez by a hair. Excellent precision on the pass, on the ground, finding the run. You see how close it actually is here. Gonzalez, he just misses it. And the finish with the ball, really good. Coming back across goal, both defenders from Ecuador at the near post. And what a way to get your first international goal, but will it be in a winning effort for Argentina?
8 minutes in stoppage time still to go as Messi steps in to pick it up and hand off for Di Maria. He has tackled out. The people still waiting to come on. Put over to some of the wings as well. It'll be the 20-year-old forward, Leonardo Campana, who's going to be coming on. The people as well for Argentina.
Good substitution.
And this is Gonzalez. As we expected, I didn't expect Acuna to come off, so we'll see who ends up playing as left fielder, whether it's Tagliafico or Acuna. He pushes up a little bit, but the two of them, and you know why that is as well, John? Because Plata is having his way with his speed and his freshness and off the dribble. So now you're going to have 2 against 1 against him, trying to nullify that threat and double it down. It looks like, yeah, it's Acuna who's going to push up into that left field position now.
Meanwhile, the right back for Ecuador, Angelo Preciado, is the player taken off the forward, Campana. One remaining substitution, Argentina 2. It's about windows as well. It's just the straight numbers of substitutions you can make. One window remaining, so Argentina will need to make both of their remaining subs in the next opportunity. With the goalkeeper touching at the back of his leg here as well, which perhaps affects the calculations for Lionel Scaloni, their manager. Yeah, there's some pressure now. Trying to cover as that foul. It's not Messi, picks it up.
Goal! 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 The Lautaro Martinez! Goal! Game, set, match! Let's go! Goal! Goal! Goal!
Comes from the right. Once it finally gets to him, watch him coming from the right side of your screen. The pressure now. He instantly knows he's under pressure. That results in the heavy touch. He spills it. Messi capitalizes. The composure to lay it off them, not take the solo effort. And it's the 19-year-old in the back making the mistake in his fifth cap. And Martinez, he had a couple opportunities. One cleared off the line by Arboleda in the first half that he missed. And he makes no mistake about it there. 2 straight games in which he has found the back of the net. A striker for Argentina, talking about that importance. Messi with his 4th assist of the tournament. And as you said, John, that has to feel that second goal we've been searching for and waiting for to give them a little pushing. That should see Argentina into the semis.
And it's a big moment for Lautaro Martinez. He began the tournament as a starter, then was coming off the bench when he scored against Bolivia. So he's picked up some momentum. Just like the first goal, again, how many players around the world in Messi's position in that moment are looking themselves to shoot as a Stupinian has that blocked and a goal kick, though. Last out off of him that Messi picks up yet another assist, his second of the night. And if you can get Lionel Messi doing Lionel Messi things and the guys around him making plays and finishing those chances, that is the secret sauce for Argentina to be able to end this drought going back to 1993, the last time they won a major tournament at that year's Copa America.
Let's go, Argentina. Hold on. Got about 10. I'm going to say there's probably going to be about 7, 8 minutes of extra time.
He just glanced them off and couldn't even test Emiliano Martinez. So Tara Martinez took a hard bump there.
And that's what we said, wasn't it? How different this game could have been. At that point, it was 0-0. Argentina hadn't scored. Ecuador could have nudged in front, and maybe they're moving on. But instead, they go right down the other end. Argentina with their quality. If you give them quality chances, they're going to put them away. And then you saw a team just shut the game down in the second half. The defensive substitutions, the ones that just limited Ecuador's opportunities. And you have to give Scaloni a lot of credit. He has made the right moves. And another one of the subs came in, made an impact in Angel Di Maria in the goal. He's under pressure. And Martinez finished it off. Messi with another assist. So spreading it around and another complete performance for Argentina.
Let's see what you want. Stupidian coming across back. It's coming along. It's not down. There's an area being to it though by Guido Rodriguez who gets it clear. Sergio Aguero preparing to come on for Argentina. That's their last winner to make subs.
Yeah, I would say Aguero for Lautaro.
Clipped in his face. Long run for Di Maria. Di Maria gets past off the level and scores touchdown.
Penal! 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 And a red card. What? How is that not a red card? How is that not a red card?
He gets beat here, does not make a play on the ball. He pulls back Di Maria. Di Maria would have had a clear look at goal.
How is that not? Are you serious, referee?
The interesting question on that one, right? Which would you rather have? The red card for the foul outside the box or the penalty and only a yellow for Nketiah?
Oh, the penalty at this point, especially for Di Maria. and the question is,
Yeah, I guess if you give me the choice.
Outside the box and continue inside the box, and it would be a penalty kick. And it looks like that's going to be the call. But based on where he's
They are taking a look at it. Again, this is an interesting situation here as they will review it.
I mean, either way, we take the red card and outside the box or the yellow card and the penalty. I mean, either way.
so he's going to
Yeah, this is the interesting thing. So Dr. Joe Maptic, our former FIFA match commissioner and rules analyst, this is the weird gray area of, you changed the triple jeopardy notion a couple of years ago, whether you show red and give a penalty, unless the defender's making no play whatsoever. Give us a sense of what you're looking at here, what the referee's looking at in this sort of interesting decision to make.
It's very interesting, John, and you're absolutely right. If the foul is inside the penalty area and a penalty kick is awarded, if the foul is pulling, pushing, or holding, or handling, which is not the case here, then you can show the red card. But if it's a play on the ball, then it's a penalty kick and a yellow. The situation here is the foul inside or outside, and Stewart was absolutely right. If it's holding and it starts outside but continues inside, the decision is a penalty.
and that's what they're trying to narrow in here on Dr. Joe right
Yeah,
now.
that should be a penalty then.
The holding goes into the box, and on the line is inside the box. We'll see what he's going to do. One of his fires.
Oh.
The red card.
Yeah.
Yellow. Yeah.
Well, or is he pulling out? Let's see here. There's different referees go different ways of how they sort of are going to show what this call is. So he's trying to separate Capier from the others to make it as clear as possible. He's saying no yellow card. That was like what the yellow out to say. It's not a yellow card. It is in fact a red card. It's looking outside the box now.
Yeah, that's why I said I'll take that.
There is an argument for, you think of the NFL and the NHL just being able to open a microphone to the referee and have them talk through precisely what the decision is and all the different machinations that go into it.
And you saw Capier there, he steps in midfield to try and deal with Messi. He thinks the pass is going to Messi, so now he's out. Di Maria recognizes the spaces in behind. He makes the run in behind, and then Capier is just all the way trying to make up for that, denial of the goal scoring opportunity. Vamos from Di Maria. What an impact he's had off the bench, and they have clearly decided that he's outside the box so that the holding ended outside and did not continue into the box, and about as close as you could possibly get to being in the box. Messi will have a big free kick that will require an incredible amount of finesse, something that we all know he is very capable of doing.
What's the challenge when it's this close?
I mean, you can't hit it hard and take it up over the wall. It's got to just be a little chip over the wall, or you smash it to the goalkeeper's side.
And as you said, if anyone in the world can pull this off, it's that man. It's
Messi! Goal! Bam! Golazo! Goal! Leo! Goal! Game over! Game over! Goal! Messi! Goal!
It's a missing masterpiece. Once again for Argentina. A free kick on top of the box, a goal and 2 assists, a man-of-the-match type performance. Goals from the supporting cast, and then the cherry on top from Lionel Messi in the 93rd minute.
Goal! Goal! Yeah, Messi, stop that, man. Stop doing them like that, Lionel Messi. Stop doing them like that. Grand goal.
Colombia waiting in the wings for Tuesday's semifinal in Brasilia. It's Brazil against Peru on Monday in Rio. This thing is shaping up very nicely indeed. And oh, by the way, Messi is running away from Pele's record in most by a South American man. Di Maria feeling his way through. Messi going to do it right here. Aguero's going to try to get the air bit. And it ends up being ruled out in the end. 5 minutes apparently, of which we played very little of second half stoppage time, but Wilton Sampaio will probably be happy to end the night and get the teams on their way. Look at that. In quarterfinal and semi-final matches, as everyone's going to be round one. Lionel Messi, for some reason, in these rounds has been upset. 15 combined goals and assists in 10 career games. In the quarterfinal and semi-final. Just needed that 1 inch, right?
Yeah, 1 inch to the left is exactly where I need it. Here's the sweet spot. 3 steps up on the run up. And anyways, Ecuador, you could have just
Goal, Messi.
made it a little less humiliating and allowing him a free kick on top of the box to. Oh my. It just puts a smile on his face. Even if you're the neutral, you can't not enjoy that.
So this was a slow burn for Argentina tonight. All those chances they had early that they weren't putting it away, and the looks for Valencia, and in the final 10 minutes, it was still 1-0, man, on a long run. Full stretch Martinez there, but it ends up wide.
It's good. That's a good effort, man. Good run.
Is this a flattering scoreline for Argentina, or were they 3 goals better on the night?
That's an interesting question. The first half they could have had 3 alone. Second half they didn't play in the same way, and could in many ways manage the game incredibly well because they just waited for the desperation moments, and then when those were there, they drove the knife and they got the second, they got the third game over. You'd say in the general run of play, maybe a little flattering to them, felt a little less than that, but really comprehensive performance for Argentina.
Well done, Argentina. All right, so the semifinals are set. We have Brazil against Peru, and we have Argentina against Colombia. So, yes, sir. Well done, Argentina. Let's get the final match stats. Argentina had 47% possession, Ecuador 53. Argentina had 21 shots, 8 on target. Ecuador had 10, 2 on target. Fouls, 16 for Argentina, 14 for Ecuador. 2 yellow cards for Argentina, 3 for Ecuador. No red cards for Argentina, 1 for Ecuador. 4 offsides for Ecuador, 1 for Argentina. 6 corner kicks for Argentina, 10 for Ecuador. And we had 2 saves for the Argentinian goalkeeper and 4 for Ecuador. So, yeah, folks, that's the end of this match. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. You can leave a comment if you so desire. And yeah, we're going to keep this thing going all the way through to the semifinals, all the way through to the final. Also, I will try to get some Euros in also, which is going on right now. So I really post on the weekends. So if it's during the week, it's going to be hard for me to do it unless I have a day off from my other job. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Have a great night. This is Corey Dunn. Your boy is out.